Everything sounds good. Cool, cool,
All right,
cool.
perfect.
All right, let me turn on my screen share and we will get into it. How does that sound?
Sounds perfect, man.
Nice. All right, so let us talk about champion picks, I guess, first. So I see you've been playing a lot of Kaisa, Lucian, Jin, right?
Yeah.
And
The rise and stuff like that. I don't know why, but for the past 2 days, I keep getting my secondary role, which is usually jungler mid. So I just been getting secondary role and inting
hey,
basically.
man, it's okay, you know, it happens,
Yeah.
right? You know, no one's really
Yeah.
expected to do well on secondary role anymore. So,
Yeah.
I
Like I
mean,
actually, if I'm not an ADC, I usually lose.
oh, yeah, me too, dude. Don't worry. I think that's happens to pretty much everyone
Yeah. And
nowadays.
I've been playing. I've been super inconsistent lately with solo queue, as you
Interesting,
can tell.
interesting.
Like I'll go on these big win streaks, but then I'll start losing. So
Oh no,
weird.
tragedy. Um, yeah, it does seem like the games you do lose, there are a lot of deaths,
Yeah,
which
for sure.
may indicate something like laning. There might be a laning problem sometimes, or consistency in the mid game, or anything like that, right? Like, we didn't really see too many of like I think it was like 18-5. Like this is like you lost
Yeah,
a
my
major team
allow
fight or
like
something. It's not that bad or as bad
yeah.
as we were saying. Sorry, what were we saying?
Oh, in that 18-5 game, it was just like one of those games where I couldn't like just win because our allow was like 0-9 or something like that against the
Oh
Tryndamere, and
Jesus.
he just split into our base, and I can't really do anything against Tryndamere when he's so fed
Yes,
as an ADC.
that's pretty rip, you know? That's
Yeah.
pretty rip.
So
So,
mainly for picks, I've been finding a lot of success on Jin. I'm pretty comfortable on him. My past like 2 games on him aren't the best, but for the most part, I do pretty good on him.
uh-huh.
Uh, Kaisa, I like to play a lot too. I haven't played Ezreal really at all lately, even though he's up there because he just doesn't feel good anymore.
Champ sucks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
don't play that shit.
So I usually play
um,
hyper carries like
good, good,
Tristana,
good, good,
Kaisa,
good, good.
Jin.
I think there's no problem with the picks. So if there is anything to look at, it'll probably be something like I mean, I'm just throwing guesses out here, but maybe like some kind of consistency ideas or something like that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what part of your gameplay do you think is good, or and what part of your gameplay do you think needs the most work on?
Um, I think
As
I
you think.
need definitely to work on my laning phase a little bit more and my mid game decision making. Because usually once I get to late game, if I have 6 items, I usually win most games.
Nice, nice, nice,
But
nice.
most of the games I lose are when I don't make it out of the lane ahead, or I just make a bad decision mid game.
Oh, it sounds like me, honestly. So we'll definitely see some parallels to how I kind of used to play, or actually, I guess how I play now. So if laning has had issues, what do you think? Do you know what the issues are, or is it just like no idea?
I think sometimes I take unfavorable trades, and some matchups I don't know exactly what's the best way to go about them.
Interesting, interesting. So we say unfavorable trades. You mean like sometimes you walk up and hit them, and then you're like, oh, I lost more HP, or is it like
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
hitting
Like
you?
I'll think I'll have the trade advantage, and then I'll
Oh,
walk up, and then I'll
okay,
take
I see.
3 caster minions worth of damage, and then
Like
Vayne Q, Janet W, and I'll be like, wait, what just happened?
this picture right here, right?
Yeah,
We know we're getting punished before it happens, right? So how do I know before it happens that you've lost this trade or you've lost whatever's about to happen?
because I'm walking up into their minions, and it's me versus 2 people.
I would say it's not the biggest reason. What's the number one reason? Um, okay, let me switch gears. I mean, not switch gears, but ask a slightly different question, like different angle. What do you need as Jin in order to trade? What do you think?
4 shot.
Yeah, so there it is. You know immediately, right? Is oh
Yeah,
we need 4 shot to trade. You look at this picture. We say, do we have 4 shot? The answer is no. You're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose if you try and hit them, right? So that's kind of the if there are problems like that, it's what you just did, and it is a habit that can be hard to break, but it also can be really easy to break because all you have to say is you play 10 games of Jin and you say I'm only gonna do something if I have 2 bullets or less. That's like a
okay.
really easy
Yeah,
thing to
yeah.
keep in mind in lane, right? Because like
Mhm.
you say, "Oh, I have 2 bullets. Let's walk up." Right? That would be like easy to kind of figure out, right?
Mhm.
Like here, bam, 100% winning. No way you can lose because you have 4 shot, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea. Oh, what is Brand doing? Monka S. Oh, got him.
This
Right,
game
anyways.
is like their Vayne gets like insanely ahead, but
Uh-oh.
I end up getting myself kind of back in the game. But then we end up losing at like 45 minutes anyways because we just had a really bad rotation late game.
Oh, that's kind of tragic, but
Yeah.
I guess it happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Da-da-da-da,
I usually just try and zone with my 4-shot if I can.
Right, it's very good, right?
Deny
Because
minions.
if they walk up, they're gonna get hit, right? But then you gotta remember, you gotta be very strict with it too, because the reason why Jin can do this is because when he doesn't have it, he can't do it. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, right? So like, oh, he hits me here, we're getting pooped on, basically, right? You always need 4-shot. I mean, we haven't really seen you been punished for it yet, but it's definitely gonna happen. I guarantee it, right? Like this, for example, it's really the same thing over and over again, right? You don't pressure unless you have a reason to pressure. So what we mean by that is, let's say you have Nami, okay, and you want to trade with the enemy bot lane, right? And Nami just used her wave on herself, and you try and harass them when they're going for a last hit. What's wrong with the picture? You don't have your Nami wave anymore, right? Yeah. It's the same thing here. Is that we are really strong when we have our 4th shot. She wants a minion, we're gonna hit her with it. But if you don't have it, you can't do it, right? It's because the Nami wave or whatever ability you have enables you to do this. But if you don't have that ability, then it doesn't work anymore, right? The logic is missing, right? We have to heal this guy. Oh, is he getting away? You can flash for this if you want. Hey, that's tragic. Not like this. Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, this was so sad.
So what
that was just like an instant tilt right there.
What happened here? What do you think?
What I thought happened was in the trade earlier, I thought Vayne burned heal. So this is why I went in, but then it's like she healed right as I pressed flash, so I was like, oh shit, this isn't gonna kill her.
All right, there are two things here.
So it was mostly in my what I thought of it is it's my fault for not realizing that she didn't heal.
Well, there are two things that work here, right? So there are two reasons why this went from some kind of even to losing, right? So can you pinpoint those two moments? I mean, you already pinpointed one, which is we flashed in, it didn't work, right? Making a play that doesn't work is always going to be a throw, right? So that's one. But where's the other one? What do you think?
Brand's got 1 shot, so I shouldn't have tried to commit.
Well, it doesn't mean you can't commit, right? If you think you can do this, you have some kind of reason you can do this, then you can go for it, right? But could we have done anything to win this? What do you think?
Heal.
Right, we can heal him because they're trying to all in him, right? And then what would that accomplish? Oh, you buy yourself time to hit Vayne, essentially, right?
Maybe got the extra auto one that would have killed her.
Yeah, so honestly, this is like a more what's it called? Specific case. The more general case is we made a flash play, it didn't work, we got punished, right? This is like during an all-in you heal immediately. Why would you heal immediately in an all-in?
Because you want to have as much HP to work with as possible.
Or usually you want to bait as hard as you can.
I guess, yeah.
Right? But how come in lane you need to heal immediately?
I'm not sure.
What's Summoner's spell? Cuck's heal.
Ignite.
Alright, so the instant, something's going on, bam, we gotta heal. Otherwise you're gonna heal through Ignite and you're losing. But there are two things that work here. Yeah. We just needed to, if you recognize that it's an all-in, you should heal. And the second, I mean, even if you don't heal him, he's dead. You think he's dead no matter what. I think that's fine. It's just that we went for a flash play, and we were just mistaken about how much damage we could do. So, not the end of the world, right? We would say. But if, let's say, for example, we try and do something like that multiple times, that could be like an indicator that it's a habit, right? Trying to go for some kind of play that doesn't work. But so far, so good. It's just the ideas of trading. Oh, okay, let's talk about this. This is good to talk about. So, if you push in this lane, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna die to a gank? And why?
Yes. Because they have more reliable CC.
Mm,
And we don't have summoners.
Right. You don't have summoners. I mean, what reliable CC do they have?
Well, I mean, I guess the only real reliable one they have is Janna W, but that's not hard CC.
Right. But
it can help Cho set up his Nocto.
Of course. So then we would say something like, if a gank is coming, you can't get hit by Janna W, something like that. Right.
Yeah.
So when we look at this picture, right, and then we're like, okay, we're getting ganked, and then we're trying to push. Okay, seems good, right? And then we should be okay here without flash. What do you think?
Because I have traps.
If you didn't have traps, you're still okay. Why?
Because we're gonna see Cho before he gets in range to do anything.
This is true, but let's say this is a blitzcrank with Moby boots. Are you safe now?
No.
All right, this is a lot less. It's a lot less sure. Why? What's the difference?
There's not much Janet can do to stop me from.
What's she gonna do, dude? Yeah. She's gonna run up at you. You're like, oh, I'm gonna walk away now. See ya, right? So, whenever you're laning, you always play around the gank. Like that's your first consideration. Like the first consideration is play around the gank. The second is get all your CS, and the third is can we like play around the matchup, right? Can we hit them / don't let them hit us, right? So let's see how this gank plays out, because you guys should be okay, right? But the idea is that if she walks up, you guys are getting ganked, right? So she walks up and you guys are getting ganked, and then you guys are dead 100%, right?
No, I live.
Well, they got Brand, right?
Yeah.
So
well, they thirsted Brand hard.
What was the
there's no way he could really get out of that, I don't think. Does he have flash? I don't know. I don't think he has flash.
Right. So what's
why do you have flash?
You know, how what could we have done to prevent this? What do you think?
We shouldn't have been flushing in the first place.
Right. Or you could say something like, you back ping, we're not trying to siege. We're not trying to hit tower, right? Yeah. And this is actually interesting because it's
So I should back in this specific case, I should have pushed a tower and then kind of sat back in the middle of the lane and wait to see if they had a gank coming.
Right, that's a good option, right? I would even say something like, you could walk over here, and if they don't react, you can ward. So if Cho'Gath is here, it doesn't matter, they're too far away, right? Okay. And the reason why you guys are dying is because, you know, it's actually interesting because this is a Vayne thing or a Lucian thing where they dash in and Blade the Ring King you or Cutlass you or whatever. And that's kind of like starting something, right? It's like kind of like they're engaged. There's nothing you can do, essentially, right? So your first consideration should always be, when you look at these replays, it's how did the early game go? Did you accomplish your lane goals? So what are your, what do you think is the most important thing about laning? Top 3 things in order of priority.
Making sure to get as much CS as possible. Taking favorable trades and not dying.
Okay, which one of those is the most important?
Not dying.
Right, not dying. And then which is second most important? I guess.
CS.
Right, I would agree as well. Right. And then third most important would be like trying to do something, you know, with your matchup, right? Because right. Getting CS would be going even essentially, right? And then if we can utilize our matchup, Monka S.
Because we definitely need to get ahead of Jane Vanna.
Well, you don't have to, right? Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, like Jin's 6 item is crazy, but so is Vayne's 6 item. I just felt that at least in my mind, I thought that Vayne's 6 item would beat Jin's 6 item.
When was the last time the game got to a point where you had to 1v1 Vayne at 40 minutes with 6 items?
Pretty much never.
Right, maybe like once or twice that I can remember in my however long I've been playing this shit, right? You're right, that scaling does matter, right? But you need to keep in the back of your head that, or not keep in the back of your head, but this is like a necessary realization that you can't force wins in lane, if that makes any sense. You can't like force it to win. You can't win every lane. Let's say for example they get ahead because Brand does some stupid shit, like he died level 3 or something, right? You couldn't stop that, for example. What are you gonna do, right? She's already ahead, so you can't win after that, essentially, right? There's no way for you to kind of force your way to win lane. You should think to yourself, how do I get myself as strong as possible? Don't worry about what he's doing, right? If you want to deny, you know, if you want to put Vayne behind or whatever, it's with utilizing your matchup. Like, oh, we should trade with force shot, or we should let Brand poke or something like that. But it's never really like, that's like a trap, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever play against Twitch and you feel pressured, you have to put him far behind, you're gonna end up like throwing and giving him 2 kills, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what happens to me all the time, dude. That happened to me
time.
all the fucking time until I realized this idea. Okay, don't worry about the scaling or anything like that. It's more likely that a team will throw and then you guys get Baron. Doesn't matter. Like, the scaling didn't even matter. Or, right? Or that you know, actually that's pretty much the most likely scenario. But the other scenario is something like in a team fight, someone's gonna get caught before the scaling matters, right? Someone's just like, sure, Vayne's good scaling, but then she's gonna get one shot by Kehan or something. I don't know, right? You've seen it before, right? Like, let's say you play Kaisa and you're like, well, I'm scaling, I'm getting to late game, and then, you know, you died at one mistake and it's like, oh, it looks like the scaling didn't even matter, right? So don't worry about that kind of idea, right? There's no need to like put pressure on yourself, especially since Jhin scaling is actually kind of insane nowadays, right? You actually one shot her.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah, you can flash Q force shot with 6 items and she is dead without any defensive items. It's insane, right? But yeah, let's talk about this though. What happened here?
Well, I guess it seems like I'm far enough back, but I don't respect them enough.
Where should you be?
With Cutlass and Janice low, they can pretty much run me down. Right.
So where should you be standing if Brand is dead or just not here?
Either probably just in tower, because I mean, Choke could be sitting in Tribrush and I wouldn't even know it since it's not worded.
Right. There's no reason to be out here, right? Because let's say you want these minions. Okay, they're gonna hit you. What do you do about it? What are you gonna do?
I can't do anything.
Can't do anything. All right. Let's say you want the XP. You're gonna stand close, and then Jenna runs up at you. You're gonna trade with her. That doesn't seem good either, right? So what does this tell us? You can't 1v2. You can never 1v2. It'll never work, right? You just need to sit in AFK and wait for your team to come back, right? Yeah. Because this will always happen. Like, let's say, for example, they didn't kill you, and you only lost like 90% of your health. You have to base and lose all the minions anyways, right? So it's never gonna have a good outcome, if that makes any sense. I think you were just tilted from the earlier stuff too, but yeah. Yeah, I think ideas of making sure, how do we prevent deaths in lane, I think is probably gonna be your biggest focus if this happens often, right? Because, you know, because this happens, you know, now we start to have strange things like Kayn is trying to force a gank, or they're gonna roam to a different lane and start killing Poppy, or something like that. You know what I'm saying, right? The game gets warped because of these ideas, right? Like Cho'Gath, for example, he's ahead now, right? And not only did Kayn feel pressure to gank bot, Cho'Gath is killing top or something like that, right? The game, like, look, the game is snowballing in a strange way because of laning. So your first goal of lane is always to not die. Oh, he's dead as fuck, right? Yeah, oh, kill his ass. Hey, you can Q flash him. I mean, not Q flash, Q auto. Oh, what? Excuse me. Excuse me. I think he got hit by Brand something. Yeah. That was nice timing. That looked really cool, but it was oh, you can kill this guy too. Monka S. Brand, don't die. Good stuff. So there are no real mechanical problems, would you say?
I mean, I guess I could have Q flash to secure the Vayne kill.
No, that was good. It's better than not. Flash. Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't really need to, because she seemed like there was no way she was getting out of that.
Right. I agree. There are no mechanical prompts. You like when we say mechanical problems, I mean like because your mechanics weren't good enough, you lost a play or you messed up a play, right? Okay. So I would say we are A-okay, right? Perfect so far, right? No mistakes. It's just these ideas where it's like the 1v2, for example, or pushing without flash, for example, right? Stuff like that is what's going to trip you up in laning phase for sure, right? Stuff like trying to trade without your force shot, right? For example, is what's going to get you. You're going to kill this guy. What is he doing? Oh, he's upset. All right. Well, it's funny because you guys are no longer upset, but now he's upset. So you guys are winning the mental game.
Yep.
This is really awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. I definitely think that's one of my problems, is not necessarily mechanics per se, but it's more me not recognizing when I'm in a bad spot. Or
right.
When I'm in an unfavorable position.
Right. So like, for example, this picture right here. What's going on in this picture?
We're roaming to mid because it looks like they were getting ready to siege down.
What's wrong with this picture?
We took a really bad path.
Right, so
we should have went down and around drag pit instead of running right through river. Even
Whoa.
though we had vision on the river bush, both of those bushes were unwarded, and we can't see anybody on their team.
Right, it seems really strange because, you know, how do you get to this ramp without getting RA charmed or something like that, right? It's not really.
I have flash, but it's not a situation where I need to burn flash.
Right, we don't actually. When do we actually have to come defend? I think is a better question. Like, are they hitting tower?
We want to
right
be
now?
there before they start sieging, right? Or do we want to? Well, that tower's practically dead.
Right, there's kind of nothing to do here, and the way we know that is, we have a dead jungle, they have a dead AD carry. This is 3v3. How do you know you win this 3v3? You don't win this 3v3, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't have a reason, right? If anything, we have reasons why we don't win it, right? Like no brand ulti, for example. I think you're strong, but that's about it on your team, right? Really has no ulti, you know, and we're also face checking. So it's kind of like, you know, what should we do here instead? Is the kind of big picture.
We should have either reset or taken a better path to mid lane.
Right, I think you should just base it in.
Yeah, I think resetting.
Or like, let's say you want to do this, then you have to check all these bushes. I think that's fine. You just needed to check instead of running straight, right? It didn't really make sense to walk over here through everything, you know. Sure, we didn't get caught, but you know, it's because, you know, the actions we do don't necessarily kill us, but it can debate your team, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, Brand died when we pushed, and now Brand dies again because we took a really probably unsafe path, right? It's these kind of ideas that we want to look at, I think, so far. Let's see. Okay, go back bot. I think that's okay. Wow, this is Monka S. They are coming for you if you're not careful. You need to kill this quick and run. Okay, we are dying. You need to run, boy. Okay, cool. We're okay. Sure. Okay, you can push them in. What are you gonna do after you push this out? Oh, no, we're gonna hit this guy. Oh, clean, baby. You're gonna kill him for sure. You just press R and you win. Oh.
You think I should ult in this situation?
Of course, right? Let's talk about this.
Wait, did Vayne use condemn? Because in my mind, I was thinking she's gonna tumble into me and condemn me out of my ult.
Oh, she tumbles into you. She's dying to Brand, right? Like here.
Oh yeah, because
I would
he's
say
with a W.
Or I would say he's just gonna press R essentially, and then she dies. So you can go for an ulti here, but let's see what's going on. I don't know if you win this anymore.
No, they have so much healing with.
Oh, and you use your first shot on something else, right? Oh
and
no.
She just plays around vision here.
Oh no. Alright, so let's talk about this. What's going on in this picture?
Well, we're originally winning the fight, but we just don't play it correctly.
So how do you know you're not playing it correctly?
Well, like you said, I could have ulted. I misused my fourth shot. We should have just switched on Janna there maybe, since Vayne flashed away and Janna was just alone.
Yeah, I think ideas like there's some mechanical ideas going on here. So if anything, this is just don't use your fourth shot on anything. Right? You just need to make sure you're using it on a champion, because remember how we're like, oh, when you're trading, you need your fourth shot, otherwise don't do something. Same thing in the fights, is that you want to build up to your fourth shot and then come help the fight, essentially, right? So in this picture, it's like weird. I mean, I think the tornado like messed you up, so you end up like auto attacking something, but
I probably accidentally attack moved.
Yeah,
attack move to auto. I don't right click.
So yeah, you want to save your fourth shot, but here's another idea. Who wins like the I think you guys just I don't know. It was a really good catch, right? I think you just I don't know. You play a lot of Jhin, so it seems like to me this looks like a good ulti, right? This picture.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened here, but
I mean,
it's like ideas of use your ulti and.
I don't think I was playing this game like in a perfect mind state, because I was really tilted from previous games, so I was definitely playing off this game. But I think that definitely would have been a good spot to just ult.
All right. Honestly, in terms of general ideas, it could be like just hold on to your fourth shot, right? Remember that you don't want to do anything unless you have it. I think is the bigger picture, right? Because like let's say you're trying to finish out Vayne, you need your 4-shot in order to do that, essentially, right? That's kind of how you want to think about it. So, how do you know that this ulti is not good value?
Because they have 3 full health members and they can just tank everything for Vayne.
Right. It's not going to do anything. Is the idea, right?
And we don't have any CC to hold them in place for me.
Right. Oh, he's finding this fat damage on Vayne. We can't really kill her though, unfortunately. Okay. Let's see. How did this all happen? Okay, we're pushing mid, right? And then we wanted to help the fight. I think that's fine. Perfectly fine. We just wanted to hold on to our ulti there, to be honest.
Okay.
So it's like
I think it was just a bad. I should have angled my ulti further down towards our side of the lane too.
Well, the idea is, let's say, even if it's angled perfectly, the idea is that what is it gonna do? Like, how much are you getting out of your ulti, essentially, right? In this picture, since they're all full HP, you can't really do anything here, right? Ulting to slow can never saves your team. Think about it this way: ulting to slow can catch them, but ulting to slow can never save your team. And then the third use of ulti is, I mean, I'm sure you know, you just kill people, right?
Yeah.
So those are kind of the three good uses, or the 2 good uses, honestly. Slow them or kill them, essentially, right? Slow them when they're running away, or use it to kill them, right? Otherwise, you know, it's almost never going to be good. For sure. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Poppy wanted top, so he TP'd. Sure, I think that's fine. I think we can drop a ward here, but it's not that important. I think we have bigger fish to fry, so don't worry about that too much. Wow, what's going on? Team is always fighting.
Yeah, this is a bloody game.
That is over. This fight is donezo. You guys lost this fight. Push bot, sure. It's a tragedy. You're right. You were running from base when they picked that fight. I don't know what they were doing, but they were just they were 3v4, right? So not really your fault. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, nice.
Oh.
That was fat. That was a fat bounce. Oh. Okay, I think this can be okay. Wow, you found her. Oh my, clean. Oh.
Oh, Vayne.
All right, let's talk about mechanical ideas, because I think it's popping up a lot. So in this picture, can you do anything before you ulti?
W.
Okay, true. And the second question is, do you have to ulti right now? Like, if you ulti right now, what are you gonna get?
I could potentially get Janna, but
really
all I'm gonna get is slows, especially since I don't have vision of where they're gonna be.
Let's say we want reasonable doubt. Let's say we want a 90% chance you're gonna get something good if you ulti. So can you do that right now?
No.
I would agree, right? So what should you do? What do you think? What's the goal here? What's the goal here? You see Kehan is coming, right? Which is why you're picking a fight. So what's the goal here?
Set up the gank.
All right. So how do we set up the gank?
Stun one of them with my W, so that Brand can follow up with.
Let's go more general ideas. Like, doesn't matter what champion you're playing. What would you want? What do you want them to do?
Bait.
Yeah, you want them to stay here.
Them.
Yeah. So you want to run up and see if they can turn around, right? You want them to turn around to auto attack you or something like that, right? So I think we ulti too soon, right? In terms of maybe if Kehan was on top of them, this would be perfect. That would be a perfect ulti, right? Because now you're just killing them. But here they're just gonna walk away, and you have, what are you gonna do when they walk away? I don't know, right? You can't really do anything. And you actually even hit Janna, which is really sick. But you know, like you see, they're just walking away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think here, he's just gonna. There's no way to catch up to them. So it's ideas like, we kind of want to save our ulti for kind of the perfect moment, right? Like, even like when I said you should use your ulti bot when you guys were doing that 2v2, saving it is fine if you think you couldn't get anything. We would rather have that. We would rather have like a perceived missed opportunity than a wasted ulti, right? Why would I say that?
Because
basically, like,
opportunity versus miss ulti.
Basically, like, we would rather have you not use your W than miss it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, because
that I'm getting nothing.
True, right? In terms of results, essentially you have the worst value possible, right? You miss something. But in terms of building a good habit to be a better player, what do you think is the implication there?
That it was just a bad ulti and not a missed opportunity.
Well, like, you know, how does not using the ability make you a better player?
It helps me learn when I should be using it.
Right. Yeah, it prevents the idea that you should use it like
Every time it's up.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, what happened in this fight? Wow, this game is just going sideways, man. I don't know what's going on. All right,
It's been a long time since you've been in platinum.
oh yeah, I was actually playing on my Unranked to Challenger account, and then these games are disaster. I'll give you that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So in this picture, how do you know this is a disaster before it happens?
Because we don't see where their entire team is, and we don't have Poppy. Aurelia's still mid.
True. The most general idea is what?
That we don't know where they are.
Okay, I would say that's definitely part of it.
4v5.
That's also definitely part of it, right? Okay, how about this? Do you have a good reason to start Dragon?
No.
Yeah, is there a 90% chance you're getting something out of this Dragon start?
No, because
that's the question you ask. Right. Anything you ask, anything you question. Right. We have no idea why this is good. I have no idea. You have no pink. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea where they are, like you said, right? There's nothing that tells us this is good. So that's how we know it's disaster before it happens, right? It's just honestly, it's just never gonna. What can you do here? Spam back ping and we try and get out, right? Honestly, this is just the what's it called? We try and continue this this fight, if that makes any sense, right? And then of course, you know, somehow we get something out of it, but now everyone's dying, right? Oh, we're trying to turn for some reason, and then it's just goodbye, boys. Yeah.
And Vayne just hunted me down.
This game is real strange, real quick. So I think there are a lot of ideas of we can look at mechanical ideas, and we can look at what should we be doing and why in terms of the mid game, like you said, right? Because you look at this picture and you ask someone, why did you die here? They'll say something like, you know, our team is doing some strange shit and we just die, right? You can't help it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what should you do when you see something like this? What should you do instead? What's your goal?
Spam back ping and just not die with them.
Right. So okay, true. But let's say
because that's the only factor I can change for myself.
Yeah, let's say he's hell bent on doing this. Okay. What can you do here? Because it's not all bad, right? We're helping here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can we what should our mindset be when we're doing this? If we know this is bad,
finishing the drag so that we at least get something out of it.
Right. The idea is kind of we want out as soon as possible.
The fastest way to do that is to get the dragon disengage.
Right. And then let's say you can't help them because it's so bad, you don't join this, right? But, you know, since no one showed up yet, maybe we can help him, maybe we can push Ari away, whatever. But the instant you guys get this shit and you want out, right? You want out of this situation as fast as possible, essentially, right?
Yeah,
and the problem
for this.
Right, exactly. That's the problem is that the difference is that someone who knows that this dragon is disaster would know that you guys are trying to run here. Unless you see like Vayne show up top or something like that, right? Or then you're like, oh, okay, now they have less people. But in this picture, it's still bad. This is not good enough to say that actually Brand died, so it's definitely bad, right? But we definitely do not want to continue a bad situation. Right. And this is definitely not a good situation for sure. Like look, you even had a really nice traps and you hit your W, right? Mechanically speaking, this fight, it's not bad. It's that the idea was we didn't have the right approach to it, which is we need to run, right? We don't really want this to continue. We needed to not chase the Ari, for example, right? We're gonna cut our losses as fast as possible. So now the game is game is hard for you to do anything now, right?
Yeah.
She can just kill you under tower essentially. You want to be scared of her for sure. Oh, you're dead, right?
Like you said.
Right. There's not much you can do here. You just needed to.
I just need to not be there.
Not walk up to her, right?
That far up.
Right. The idea is this is like a different. Let's say, I mean, honestly, if you guys are even, you're still losing this. Why is that?
Because she can kill me faster than I can kill her with herself.
It's not about the speed of which you kill people, but rather, okay, let's say you're playing Xayah. Have you played Xayah?
Yeah.
And you're playing against Vayne. How do you kill Vayne?
You need to hit your root.
Okay, agreed. So you're gonna E
Or
flash.
use your ult to dodge or condemn.
You're still losing if you use. You need to land root no matter what, essentially, right? Otherwise, it's over, right? And then what does Vayne need to do? She needs to dodge root, right?
Yep.
So whoever, if Zai can land root, she's gonna win, right? Just ulti, press a bunch of feathers, E flash, that's winning. And then Vayne has to dodge that, okay? And the reason because is Zai all-ins with her root and Vayne all-ins with auto attacks, right? So we look at this picture and we say, how does Jhin win an all-in?
He needs to hit his W on his 4th shot.
If you hit your W in 4th shot and you don't kill her, you're still dead, right?
Yeah.
So what does it tell us about Jhin and all-ins?
Is that, well, Jhin wins in short trades rather than sustained fights.
Right. Like, I mean, in team fights, you walk up with a 4th shot, hit her and run, right? yeah. You're just like guerrilla warfare, right? You just you get fat trades in and you're out, right? So what's the problem here is that, what do you think?
Is that this wasn't a fight that I could win to begin with.
It's
so
not
I shouldn't have been this far up.
Right, it's not a fat trade. It's just she's just turning it into an all-in. You can't do anything about it, right? This is actually very common with Lucian and Draven, right? Where have you ever had Lucian just E into you and then Blade the Rain King and it's like, oh, what do we do now?
Oh, yeah.
Where Draven runs up and throws his axes and you're like, wait a minute, we're dead, right? That's what happens is that because of the matchup, Vayne is an all-in champion, Jhin is not. So you're gonna lose all-in 10 times out of 10. When can you win all-in? When you can kill her with Q auto attack, right? You have to be like 10 kills, right? Even then you can still lose, right? It's just the nature of the champions, essentially, right? Yeah, basically, I would say that the game pretty much boils down to the first 15 minutes, right? Where we need to make sure we have our priorities in lane in order, right? Let's say, for example, making sure that if they gank, we are okay, right? Or in terms of when we're trying to help stuff, we know what the real objective is. Right. Okay. So when I say real objective, I mean like the goal isn't to do dragon, it's to run like hell because this dragon was really bad, right? Or the goal isn't to defend mid because it's already 10 HP, you can't really defend it. The goal is if they make a mistake, we're gonna punish. Otherwise, we're not helping this, right? Those are kind of the big ideas we're gonna see. Because now it's like, what can you do now, right? The game is already like it's already a tragedy for you, right? We can't really do anything. So it's all these stuff that happened earlier. She's just gonna press R 3 times. Oh, it feels bad, man. Do you have another replay we can take a look at?
Yeah. I sent you 3 of them.
Okay, let's take a look.
This was one of them. I have a Twitch game where it's like a 50-minute game where it's like just back and forth. Pretty like the late game macro was pretty questionable.
Do you think the Kai'Sa or the Twitch one is better?
I honestly don't remember how the Kai'Sa one went. I think it was a pretty even game that we ended up winning.
Okay. Let's take a look at this because it's more the ideas are more applicable than to other AD carries than Twitch is. I think Twitch is kind of strange.
Twitch is really unique.
yeah. Press Q, go invisible.
Play him this because I played like 100 games with him last season and got like a 65% win rate or something like that on him.
That's pretty good.
Now, like this season, I don't know. I think I just don't know how to play him correctly anymore or something because I haven't played him in a long time. And then I heard that he was decent again, but
yeah, not an easy champion to get back into, for sure. Right. Let's talk about this. Ideas like this, for example. What's going on here?
I lose this trade because his auto Q beats my single auto.
Well, do we not use an ability? How does Kai'Sa trade?
She needs to get her Q.
Right. So
off.
If we Q auto here, is that winning, even, or losing? Like clearly even, clearly winning, clearly losing. What do you think?
I would say it's even.
I would say it's even too. So you're fine going for this, right? You can say something like, we have Thorn Shield, we're gonna sustain better, whatever, right? And you have Fleet Forward, so you can say you can go for this. But why didn't we win this?
Because I didn't use my Q.
Right. So the idea is you kind of want to use Q and then auto attack is how you make sure you can get it off all the time. But honestly, when in doubt, we really don't want to be trading with Jin, right? Because this is gonna happen, and we're like really upset now because you can't do anything about it, right? So I do think we do have issues of this in particular where he was leaving you alone for the most part, right? And then you wanted to pick a fight, so he's gonna hit you back. So you want to recognize, I think one if there's like trading ideas in lane that you want to work on, it's stuff like why do I want to trade? Like, why am I winning against this specific champion? Like, say for example, why is Jin winning against Kaisa? Because Q 4-shot is beating everyone, right? So you walk up with Q 4-shot. If you don't have that, don't walk up, right? This is the basic. Your basic idea should be don't walk up unless you have a specific reason, instead of walk up whenever you can, right? If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, Draven's reason for walking up is, what do you think?
Because he wants to hit you with an axe.
It's fucking stupid, right?
Yeah, I know, especially with Conqueror.
It's great. But yeah, that's why you can't really walk up to Draven, right? The same idea though. Draven basically always has his ability up as long as he has an axe in his hand, right? Sure. You guys are pushing in, okay? And then Gragas is the jungler, okay? So if Gragas ganks you here, are you okay or not? And why?
It should be okay if I can flash his body slam.
Okay, let's talk about worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, he body slams either one of us or both of us. Maokai flash W's and we're dead.
Flash W, yeah, Maokai flash W or some stupid shit like that, right? So, I would say that you always have to be prepared for worst case scenario when it comes to ganks, right? That's what I'm looking for, right? When I'm getting ganked, or if I don't know where the jungler is, that's what you have to watch out for, right? Oh wait, actually, speaking of which, right? The only reason you get away here is because they missed a lot of shit and they actually have no damage apparently.
And Gragas body slammed me out of Jin's root. Right.
I was actually about to say that we may be okay in a gank because we have heal, full HP, and Fiddle can fear someone, right? The only time we're not okay is if he's holding a 4-shot and then we're insta dying, but we're okay here, right? For sure. Oh, we got a Pantheon coming. He should go around. Oh, if you can debate them, they're dying, right? Let me see. Oh my god, you just kill him? That was clean, dude. So yeah, I don't think you really, I think that the flash play with Jin last game was just unlucky, right?
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, that I thought he had, or the Vayne had used heal, so I'm like, I kill her 100% here.
Right. I'm not too worried about your flash plays, right? We should be worried about pushing now, right? Let's see. Yeah. Any questions, by the way? I know I've been talking a lot.
I think one of the things I find, like, I always asking myself in lane, like, should I be pushing or freezing or trying to freeze out this matchup? And it's something that I know the answer for some matchups, but a lot of time I'm like, I'm not sure what's better here.
So let's talk about that. So when you want to push, why do you want to push? We'll start there.
I want to push so that I can be ready for my team in case they need me. So here it'd probably be a wise idea to push so that we can always be prepared for Infernal fight.
Okay, true. You want to help your team. Yeah, lane priority so you can roam first and help your team in a fight, right? Yeah. Even ideas like, making them a CS under tower, whatever. There's a lot of good reasons to pushing, right?
Okay.
So why wouldn't you push?
If you are in a losing matchup, or if you're losing lane and they have a heavy jungle presence. Well, if you push, you're just exposing yourself to ganks.
Right. You're going to die if you push, is when you don't push. Right. So how do you know if you're dying or not? If you have flash or not, and how strong is their jungle/support combo? Right. Okay. So let's take this game for example. Right. You got Maokai, you got Gragas. Should you push in this lane? What do you think? With flash, should you push?
I would say no, even with flash, because they just have so much CC.
Right, if they have some kind of crazy combo.
The only way I win is I have to predict the Maokai flash W, or because if he gets that off, I'm probably dead 100%.
right? You have to kind of make sure you're not dying to Maokai flash W, like you said, right? Something like that.
So I would say I would only push in this lane if I knew where Gragas was.
Right. That sounds good to me. Right. So you do see we have a common trend in terms of we're pushing without flash. Someone dies, right?
Yeah.
So on the initial outset, when you have flash, this is how you kind of learn if you should push. You should push if you have flash and don't trade, so that you're full HP for this gank, right? And then when you die to a gank and you do have flash, you ask yourself, why? It's because their support jungle combo is really strong, right? Something along those lines, right? But if you don't have flash, don't push, unless you know where they are, like you said, right? If you don't know where they are and you push, you're dying to gank. Oh, we're getting dove here. Run. Oh, we are FUCK. Actually, no, you can get out maybe. Oh, he has ulti. Oh no, he doesn't have ulti. Okay, never mind. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, you're just dead. Okay. Woo. He was just giving you a false hope, right? Wow. He gave me false hope. Yeah, this is just, sure, we shouldn't have stayed, whatever. This is all a result of we try to push when we shouldn't have pushed. Right. No flash, not supposed to push, right? Let's say you don't have flash. When can you push in this, like this picture? What would you need in order for this, gank to not work? Let's say you have no flash. You guys are full HP, whatever. You're dying 3v2. Who do you need on your team to be here for you to do this?
Pantheon.
Right. Or could be a TP, right? It doesn't matter, right? You just need another person, essentially.
I don't even think our Wukong has TP, actually.
yeah, exactly. So even Wukong TP, you got to make sure the TP is useful, right? If it's Fiora TP, it's like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem very useful.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need someone like that. That would be a bait in that case. You're trying to bait them into ganking you, right? But if you don't have flash and you push, this is going to be the result every game. Right, it happened both games essentially, right? So like you said, you're trying to get to the late game. Sometimes mid game has some weird stuff happening, but if you get to late game, you're gonna win. Usually, is what you said, right? So you need to get to late game. We gotta prevent this stuff from happening. Essentially, you don't really care about winning lane. You care about not throwing lane in the. You care about not throwing first, and then you care about winning lane, right? That's the idea. That's the idea I had to come to grips with, right? Like a clear example is, do you have a lower ranked account you play on?
I actually just got one. Yeah, I think it's in silver 1 or gold 5. I'm not
sure. Have you won every single lane?
Probably like 8 out of 10.
Right. Okay, so I'm those 2 out of 10. I thought you're like 500 elo above these guys, right? Or more.
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
Like, you're so much higher ranked than these silver players, right?
Yeah.
How'd you lose lane twice?
Well, I usually go on that account actually when I'm tilted from my main, so I'm already in a bad mind state, and I usually am not playing to my, like, I'm not playing or I'm not trying as I would on my main account.
Right, but the idea
is
kind of, you can't win every lane in a sense, right? Like
okay, yeah,
you know what I mean, right? Like, I've literally been challengers smurfing. Oh, we lost lane because someone made a mistake. Wasn't my fault, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. You still can't win lane, right? The idea is that you wanna. It's not about winning lane. It's about being consistent in terms of not throwing and going even at least, right? Because you can go even when your support makes a mistake. Oh, what's going on here? But don't worry too much about winning lane or taking trades, right? Like you only want to take trades when your matchup says take trades. Like, say, for example, you have a Nami. That's really obvious. All right, then we will trade with our wave. I think that if we can change, if you can work on your mindset for laning, it'll help, have the transition into mid game a lot better, right? Like, it looks like, everyone's just coming bot now, and it's just like, what is going on, right? in a sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So we gotta, the way to kind of prevent that is make sure that we know what our main goal is, which is just not die, right? To gank, right? We're just super focused on not dying to gank. And then the second is, you said get all the CS you can, right? Yeah. That should be your main priority.
That's definitely a problem that I've recognized with myself, is that I usually, when I die in lane, at least 75% of the time, it's not in a 2v2, it's in a 3v2.
right.
Like, I usually die to ganks.
Right, you literally cannot win in a gank, right? Let me show you some examples after to see if we can show you what it should look like, right? Because the thing is that a lot of the times when this happens, it's like the game is so warped to the point where everyone else is starting to lose, right? Like here, how did mid and jungle just die? It's because bot lane went over, right? Or their jungle got ahead somehow, right? So this is the kind of situation we want to prevent, right? In terms of laning outcomes, right? What is the outcome we want? You want to go even. Yeah, you pretty much just care about going even. Yeah, even or ahead, or even slightly losing if you have to, right? You just don't want disaster, right? How do we climb ranks? We got to make sure that's never disaster, in a sense, right? So I think that's the first thing you should look at.
I think that's also a problem. Is I can be really inconsistent a lot of times. Like I'll have days where I'll just be playing super good, and then the next day I'll start going 0-7 in lane and just tilting out of my mind.
Oh no. Yeah, it happens, you know? Uh-oh, what's going on here? You can win this, right? Free win? Oh, you can't ulti into this.
No.
Oh, we're dead as fuck. Oh, you're baiting for fiddle? Oh no, never mind. It's a disaster. Alright, what's going on here? Let's take a look.
I should have recognized that this was a losing fight earlier, especially since Lux and Fiddle are so far away from everybody else, and Wukong already used his ulti.
Let's talk about this. Why is this a losing fight? Because Wukong uses ulti and teammates too far, right? Is that what you said? So, how far do they have to be for them to not be able to help this fight? Let's say if they're at this tower, that's way too far, right?
More than a lane over.
Okay, yeah, more than a lane over. I agree, right? So how far are they right now to this fight?
Within 1 lane's distance.
Right, they can get here in time. So I would say, I would actually say this looks good, right? Because did we start this fight winning or losing?
We started it winning.
Yeah, he died, right? Wukong is just doing Wukong things.
Just one-shotting people.
Yeah, it looks good. So we want to try and continue this somehow, right? So when Pantheon's going in here, everyone should be trying to spam ping up in this house. But, you know, I don't know where your team is, but...
Pantheon kind of just went in by himself. 3v1.
Yeah, that's kind of troll. But, yeah, we kind of want to spam ping going in here. I don't know. It's really weird because your team's actually not coming, right? I don't know what they're doing. But then Pantheon runs in. So the game is quite a mess for sure. But, yeah, if this continues, you guys can definitely win. Oh, man. No way. Did Fiddle just die, too?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on here. Oh, this is no longer good, is it?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to help this anymore. Okay. I think there's another thing to take a look at in terms of mechanics. Well, not another thing. It's the same thing, right? Do you know what it is?
I W'd into a minion.
Right. Or you wanted a W for the Darius, right?
Yes.
So we could say this is kind of unlucky because the minions were moving, right? So we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But I think we did see it a lot of times before, right? Is ability usage, where I think a lot of times we're using it too early rather than too late. I actually don't think the only time I ever saw you use it too late or like quote unquote miss an opportunity was the 2v2 bot or whatever. But most of the time we're kind of using it too early, right? Or using it in terms of our abilities. Honestly, like this, the problem is just the biggest thing you want to focus on is just laning ideas, because it's just making the game really strange, honestly, right? In terms of what's going on. But sure, I think we've kind of stabilized to a more normal point here. Let's see what's going on. So
yeah,
sure,
the game
go bot.
Ends up actually evening out quite a bit.
Right, looks good. You just got a bunch of money somehow. So you're back. You're basically in a winning position, I would say. Okay, push this out. I think it's fine. Let's see what's going on here. We trying to kill this guy? What's going on?
I was heading bot to shove out, but I probably should have just stayed mid and waited for the second wave.
We can talk about this. So after you push this out, right? What are your options in the mid game?
Look to get as much gold for myself as possible.
Okay, so I think you are achieving that goal by pushing mid, right? And I think there's nothing else to take on the map, right? I mean, everything's actually kind of gone. So what should you do now?
I should just sit sit mid and just catch the next wave.
Okay, I think that's not
Especially
bad.
since we don't have vision like anywhere on the map right now.
Right. We could say
So me running through the river here is actually probably bad because Gragas could be sitting right at range. I wouldn't even know it.
Right. This is actually the sneaky tactic where they just ignore the mid wave and everyone sits here or something stupid like that, right? But let's say you did mention that your team has no vision.
Mm-hmm.
So how does your team get vision after you push the wave?
Lane so that we can have priority to get vision in their jungle.
Right, which is what kind of Fiddle's trying to do right now, right? We can go ward. And which side do you want to go? Left or right? Or up or down or whatever?
We want to go left because Baron's up.
Right, so perfect. So all I have to do is, while you're doing this, like let's say you know you're safe pushing this wave. This is when you know what you want to do next. Like, I'm going to go ward Baron side. And you're good to go,
all
right? I think here you mentioned you wanted to push out the bot wave, right? But
the bot's already pushed.
Right, exactly. It's already pushed. So they're the ones who have to deal with it, right? This is our time to do something, whatever that something is, right? You can go take camps, you can go ward, whatever it is. I mean, what is your team doing? What is your team doing with that time?
I don't know. Do we win this?
Well, what did they just do? What did they just do here in this picture?
Trying to get vision.
Right,
they're looking for picks.
Right, they're trying to invade. Right, yeah, they're looking for picks. They're trying to kill someone here because everyone pushed out their lanes. And, you know, Darius shows, Maokai shows, Ari shows. This is a perfect time, right? So we can go and help them with this fight because we know it's winning. Right? It starts out good. And we can say Pantheon is probably in range because he can ulti in, right? Oh, he's ulting in. Hey, kill that Jhin. Flash. Oh, can't get it. All right, nice try. Push out mid. Very good. Very good. So far, I think outside of laning and some kind of fighting ideas, you're like in the right spot pretty much all the time, right? For the most part, I would say. Like in terms of picking up waves, right? Like look at your CS, right? Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. And the only reason why you're missing CS is because you died twice, I would say.
Yeah.
So far, so good. I think.
Fiddle Zanya, so I got hit by the root. I was like,
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
That didn't get blocked for me.
Oh, we're just killing everyone now because they're just continuing 4v5 stuff. Oh, baby.
This is bad.
Flash for this, I guess. Oh,
no, I got charmed and then I just got chain CC'd.
All right, let's take a look.
Darius lived with like 70 HP or something like that.
Okay, you guys are just fighting.
I think this was just a really greedy ult by me.
Right. I mean, you got away with 90 health.
Yeah.
But like,
like even if I kill him there, I'm still dying.
Right. How do we know? It's
not really worth my death. Well, because their entire team's coming, and I'm practically ulting into tower range here, and they have so much CC that
I think it's less about their team is coming and more about what can we actually do here, right? Like can we actually kill them here? No. I mean, you thought you could with ulti, so I think we'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? So no problems there. But in reality, you know, even though it's like 4v3 because Jin's not here, or maybe 4v4, Jin's on the way, you guys actually just didn't have a way to win this. So similar to the idea that, you know, why is this dragon bad when Kane started it? Oh, you guys don't have a reason why you can get it. Yeah. Right. So it's kind of the same idea. I think you had a nice try. Honestly, I wouldn't begrudge you this. This is not too bad, right?
Also, in this situation, I would say that even if I did kill Darius there, we're not going to get anything out of it because it's just me and Lux. We're not going to siege the tower by ourselves. So we have to do it ways. Agreed.
Maybe you can fish for more somehow. But, 6-stack Rageblade. Oh, nice try. I think it was a really good attempt. Yeah, we're stuck here now, though. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Wait, are we okay? We're totally okay. Nice. All right. Not too bad. It really is... The biggest things I want you to look at, or what we're gonna look at, is laning phase, right? Yeah. That's so important. Look, you get out of laning phase, you're winning, right?
Yeah, like you said, like 90% of my games that I lose is because I don't go even in lane. I lose like if I get even or ahead in lane, I usually win like 70% of my games, I would say. But I'm really bad at laning phase, so I'm usually losing laning phase, and that's the reason why I think I lose more than I win.
Right. We're gonna give you a your quick and easy kind of guide to laning, and then like apply those band-aid fixes and you'll be good to go, essentially. Right.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in this fight though. This is a fat fiddle ulti that better work.
And Lux just literally ult through their team. And I just get destroyed by CC.
It's just 4v5. The ulti wasn't good enough, so we just need out. There's nothing to do here. I think it's fine. Right. As long as we don't make it worse, we're happy.
Okay.
I do think there is a
that
bad
makes
habit.
sense.
I think there is a bad habit here though, you know, of using something you shouldn't.
Like, what am I getting out of this?
Right. The ability value. I honestly, if you want to work on mechanical ideas, hold on to your abilities. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Hold on to it until it's so obvious that you'll use it. Okay.
All right, that makes sense.
Very nice. They can't even Baron. I hope they Baron.
Baroning,
You're gonna kill them. Oh. Okay, you used it to check. That's definitely okay.
Yeah, that's
definitely good, right? I'll probably hold on to it because they didn't need to. They weren't doing it that fast, so we could say we could hold on to it even longer. But whatever. Let's see what's going on here, real quick, before we start looking at lane ideas. In terms of like out of lane stuff, what do you think? What do you think is like next on the to-do list?
I think I need to get better at my rotations, knowing when it's good to stop farming a side lane and group with my team. Or
So
I guess recognizing when it makes sense for me to be in the fight or not, because there'll be times where my team will take a really bad fight and I'll just think to myself, okay, this isn't winning even if I'm there, so I'm just gonna farm bot. But then they like start typing like, why aren't you there? You would have won that. And then it makes me feel like I made the wrong decision, even though I thought I made the right decision, you know?
Then you just have to watch a replay and see did you make the right choice, right? Wait, what's going on in this fight? I think one shot, okay. And then the Jin Jin 4 shot does a lot of damage. Okay, I don't think it was that bad. Let's see. So far, honestly, I think the post like 15-20 minute phase has been not bad at all, right? Like look at your CS. This is what we want to see. Like if you make mistakes like that or you go even, or maybe it's not a mistake but an inaccuracy, it doesn't matter because you have so much money, you just right click someone and they die, right? That's kind of how you want the game to pan out every game, right? This could be really monkey ass though. Oh, you see Darius, you're good. Let's finish this up. Sure. Push bot, push top, okay. Wait for your team, everything is good. Sure. Everything is happy. All right, what's going on here? Monka S, I thought you were dead there. What are you dead to? What do you think?
Greg Assault.
Yeah. Oh, Gragas
Or
E flash.
Pull.
I would say Gragas E flash is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to be paranoid. But I think that we haven't really been caught in fights, right? At all. I don't think you've been caught at all, really, from what I've been seeing.
Yeah, at least not in this game.
Oh, fat Lux Q. No, what? You see this?
Oh man, that definitely should have hit.
What's going on here? Didn't even hit a minion.
That was me. I was getting hit by that every time.
What? Excuse me. All right, everyone just Wukong ulti and you guys win, right? Something like that. Oh, never mind. You just wait for Lux. Oh, this guy's dead as fuck. Kill his ass, please. This is good enough, I think. You guys are winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe? Oh, definitely winning. You see that, Ari? Oh my god, that was so funny. All right, yeah, you guys win. Okay, so it's definitely lane ideas. Okay, so let's take a look at let me see if I can pull up some examples of what we should be doing in lane. Okay, so
I think something that definitely shows my problem with lane is if you look at my op.gg, I have like a 36% win rate on Lucian over 60 games.
Right, and he is the laner. Right?
Yeah,
he
exactly.
is the laning guy.
Like
okay?
I've watched some VODs of like Prey and people like that playing him, and one thing that I picked up is like I'm always trying to use my Q through waves to take trades. And I don't know, like if you look at my Lucian games, most of the games I'm doing pretty good, but I feel like I'm either not transitioning my lane lead correctly, or I don't know. I feel like I'm cursed on him because like I'll have games where I'll just pop off and I'll still lose.
Yeah, he's not an easy champion for sure. It's like he's like a mechanical, he's like a mechanical beast that has to get going. Otherwise, your team might be upset, right? But yeah, let's give you some super easy lane fixes. What do you think?
Okay.
Does that sound good? So
Yeah,
have you
that sounds
seen
great.
have you seen my other coaching videos on laning by any chance?
I think I've skimmed through some of your old coaching videos, but I haven't like sat and watched a whole hour-long session. No.
Right. Yeah, they're really long, so I wouldn't say do that. So, here's the easy kind of the rundown. Okay. So we want to categorize our laners so that we know how to play against anyone in the bot lane. Right. So if I say you're playing against Pantheon, Jarvan bot, you have to know, within like 2 seconds how you're supposed to play the lane. So what do you think, Pantheon, Jarvan bot lane?
Well, they're all in.
Right. They're gonna all in or catch you with Jarvan EQ combo.
All in, catch us with Jarvan EQ or Pantheon.
Right.
It's
Perfect.
We're just gonna get one shot.
All right, so let's take a look at this lane. What do you guys want to do? What does Fiddle want to do?
Fiddlesticks wants to poke with his E.
Okay, good. What else?
And I want to.
Well, still Fiddle.
Well, Fiddle wants to poke with his E and look for a bush cheese with his ult. Most likely.
More general. So when we're like, does he want to all in? Does he want to trade? Does he want to catch?
He wants to trade.
How does he trade?
With his E.
Well, didn't you say that's kind of more like poke, right?
I guess poke, yeah.
So does he have any kind of CC available to him?
Yeah, he has his Q, but he has to get in melee range to hit it.
Right, so he kind of wants to catch people, right? Press Q on them, and then they're stuck out of position, right? And the reason why would I say that Fiddle's, even though his CC is targeted, why is it catch and not all in? Or I guess it can be catch and all in, but why is it sometimes not all in?
Well, because he has to get in melee range to hit it. It's not something.
Well, how does he follow up on his Q?
With his W.
All right, it doesn't really do anything. Right?
It doesn't really do anything. It's his only CC.
yeah, it doesn't really do anything. So, is that catch can be all in, but that's a general idea. You're gonna try and poke.
So
you're gonna
we're
try
more
and catch.
looking for poke and picks with Fiddlesticks.
Right. And then what do they want to do?
They definitely want to poke us out and look to sustain.
More. They have a stronger category that's not really poke.
Trade.
Yeah, they want to trade. So you watch this replay and you say anytime you walked up to trade, there's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Is that simple? Okay. Yeah, anytime.
I'm never gonna out trade Verisona.
Yes. Right. This is all pre-6. We're not gonna worry about post level 6 for now. But this is pre-6, okay. Right? And then you say, can you push in this lane? They have Kindred, Varus, Sona, pre-6. Can you push with flash?
Yes.
Agreed. You can push with flash. CC. That's it. So you should go into game. You say, do not trade. We're going to look to catch or poke. And then we're going to push if we have flash up. No flash, don't push. That's it. Sounds good? Right. And then if you don't know what to do, you just last hit. That's your default state, right? And then you can do the same for literally any matchup. Like, okay, let's take a look at this one because this is that game, right? I think.
Yeah.
So what do they want to do?
They want to trade. No. We want to trade because we have the stronger trade.
Let's just focus on supports because it does get more advanced when you throw in the 80 carries. Because like you said, Jhin can actually look for trades on Vayne. But the reason why supports are the most important is because if he has Vayne and Nami, you definitely don't want to trade, right? Yeah, even though you're winning the ADC trade. So don't worry about ADCs for now, but make sure the support matchup is solid first, right? So what does Janna want to do?
Janna wants to trade with her W and her E.
Right. Trade, poke, whatever you want to call it. She's going to walk up and press W, right? And then what does Brand want to do?
He wants to trade as well with his W. Or would you say he's all in?
Well, trading implies that you can't miss and they can hit you.
Okay,
right?
So I'm kind of what's the difference in your mind between trade and poke?
So poke is you cannot respond. So let's say
like Varus Q from max range.
Oh yeah, that's poke, right? Because you literally cannot hit back. But let's say we can't say Janna is poke because you can hit her back.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Close to hit her W.
Right, exactly. You can say sometimes you can say she's poke because she can run up and run back really quick or something like that. So some people can consider it poke, but the idea is that you can hit back, which is trading.
So would you say Brand is poke because he can hit his W without trading?
Yeah, I mean we saw that, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
He just throws W in their face and then they're like, oh, I guess we get hit, right? Right here, right? Oh no, it's somewhere here. Oh, he's trolling now, but oh, there it is, right? Cannot respond. That's the idea. And then what else does he have that's besides poke?
He has a stun.
So that's considered
trade. They're all in.
If it can miss,
Catch.
It's not considered. Yes, catch, right? Third time's the charm. But if it can miss, we don't really consider it all in, right? Because like we saw, Vayne flashed it, or whoever flashed it, whatever. It's called catch because you're trying to throw it at them and catch them, but you can't kill them unless you hit them with it.
All right.
Similar to Blitz and Thresh, right? It's not considered all in unless you're not depending on your hook, right?
So you'd say Blitz and Thresh are catch?
Right. Unless you don't need your hook, they just walk up and press E, right? Then you can be all in if you don't need hook. But yeah, they're primarily catch. So
you'd categorize all in as 100%, kind of like
right. Cannot miss is the idea.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, and of course there's like gray areas. Like Alistair is definitely all in, but you can flash combo, right? Leona's all in, but you can flash her ulti, something like that, right? But generally speaking, they're all in, so they're gonna win versus whoever. So play according to the matchup. So if you do anything that isn't let Brand poke and catch them, we'll consider it a mistake.
Okay.
Right. And then for these guys, can you push in this lane?
Well, their jungler
with flash.
is Shogoth. I would say yes.
Yes, with flash.
Because their CC isn't reliable enough.
Right. The reason why we categorize pre-6 and post-6 is because your lane categories can change. Right.
Yeah. Like you said with Varus Sona there, they change at 6 because they have 2 CC ultimates.
Yeah, they can catch people now, and that's like, oh, that's Monka S, right? Brand is all in now because he presses R. He can't dodge that, right? These guys, why did these guys become all in all of a sudden?
Because Vayne can just run us down while Sona peels her. Or not Sona, Janna peels her.
Yeah, Janna cannot miss her shield, cannot miss her W. So Vayne can't miss auto attacks, right? Yeah, you can't miss anything, so you run them down. That's actually why people get confused with Kog'Maw Lulu, is because they're straight up all in with point and click. But it's not as obvious as Alistar or Leona.
Stupid.
Right, yeah, Kog'Maw Lulu is quite clearly all in. It's just, how do you figure it? Oh, they can't miss their abilities.
Yeah,
point and click.
Kog'Maw doesn't even need his ult to kill you in that situation.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. Straight up is let them poke and catch. Don't do anything else. Right, good to go. Right, you want to focus on last hitting, and if you do want to do something, okay, fine. Make sure you have first shot. Right, but the reason why it's so strict is because we need to make sure laning is clean. Because look at this, like even though laning was super poor, you came back.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is not throw lane somehow, and you're just gonna win every game. Is the idea.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always, and then once you figured out matchup, the second is can you push with flash? No flash, never push. Essentially, right? That's the safest you can play. Essentially, like in this example, we just do one more, and then see what's going on here. Oh, actually, do you want to see an example? I think we did a lot of these. So let's see. Let's see something spicy. Okay. So, what is this example?
Well, you don't have flash and you're pushed up.
Let's do matchups.
Okay, matchups.
And actually, let's do what you just said, right? We have no flash and we're pushed up, right? So why are we not afraid of a gank? We mentioned this earlier.
Because we know where the jungler is.
We don't know where the jungler is.
We don't know where it is. So this is okay because you guys have a winning matchup, or.
What person do we need to be here for us to be okay pushing without flash?
Graves.
Yes. So where's Graves?
On the bot side.
Yeah, he's down here. He's coming, right?
So he can respond in time.
Right. He's gonna be here, right? I'll show you another example of that too. But this is just for matchup purposes, right? So what is Bard considered as? What do you think?
Trade.
Okay, agreed. He's gonna fucking hit you with that auto attack and it hurts, right?
Auto Q.
Yeah.
You die at level 2.
All right, and then does he have any CC?
Yes, but it's pretty unreliable.
So what is that called? What is that classified as? Right. So he's gonna trade and he's gonna catch. And what about Alistar? I guess
he's all in.
Right, we're just gonna try and all in them. So let's see what's going on in this clip. Why is this 100% winning?
Because they don't know he's there and he has Hex Slash. And
Whoa.
was way too far up.
More general than that, right? We always say more general.
It's winning because Kaisa has no mobility and can't survive all in.
No. More general than that. Literally a matchup.
All in beats poke.
Well, we all in them, right? Why did they zoom in? I have no idea. All in we all in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't catch us. So based on matchup, we just automatically win.
Okay.
If that makes
so
any
you're
sense.
saying that in this matchup specifically, the only time they win is if they catch you.
Right. Exactly. Or they get enough trades off, so we have no HP. Right.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on here. So what's going on here? Let's see. We got Nami and Kaisa, right? So what are we?
Trade.
Agreed. 100%. Do we have anything else?
Catch if Nami hits her bubble.
Perfect. Right. I would say the exact same thing. And then what about them? What about Thresh?
Well, Thresh is catch / all in. So if he catches you, they go all in with.
Right. I would say honestly,
blinds.
Yeah. If you want to consider catch can be all in, I think that's fine too, right? But the big thing is he's catch, right?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna spam as many trades as possible, right? So whatever we're doing here,
with Nami.
right? We're just trying to trade. Look at this. We're just trying to trade no matter what, right? That's why we can walk up. Is that we know we're winning trade, right? Because we have wave. It's actually the exact same example with you and Jin, except that you need a first shot to do it, right?
But we kind of see Q to win the trade.
Right. So this example, it doesn't matter what's going on. We want to trade as much. We really want to trade as much as possible, right? So what's going on in this lane now?
You guys have complete dominance.
They just have no HP, right? We're doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, look at this. Oh, now it's worse. Now they're unhappy, right? So that's how you win the lane with matchup. That's it. This is the big idea, right? How about this? What's going on here? And then we'll do one with pushing.
Are you saying the matchup or?
Right, the matchup. This picture.
Well, Braum is. Would you say Braum is catch or all in?
He can be both,
Because,
right?
I mean, I guess if he gets an auto off, he's all in.
Right? Agreed?
If he's not in range, he needs to hit his Q.
Agreed? So catch and all in, right?
Yeah.
What about Pyke?
Pyke is definitely catch.
All right, he's a fucking cancer champion, but yeah, he's catch, right?
So
He's gonna hook your ass, he's gonna stun your ass, whatever it is, he's gonna catch you, right? So what's going on in the matchup then?
Well, you guys need to catch Jin because I guess they don't really have a way of responding to it. I mean, Pyke could stun.
All right, why do we win this even though Braum missed Q?
Because Pyke wasn't there to start.
No, Pyke's here. Pyke's in range, right?
I guess. Because Jin pushed without flash.
This is just we didn't have a gank though, right? That's only for ganks for now.
Well, Tristana beats Jin because
Tristana's all in.
Tristana wins extended trades.
Well, she wins all in.
All in.
It's not extended trades because that doesn't really exist anymore, right? That's like season 4 or something, right? Now it's like you hit and run, like Jin first shot and run, or Lucian Q auto attack and run, right? This is like, oh, we're going in. Like extended trade is basically an all in nowadays. So we have all in, and they have catch and trade or something like that. So we're definitely winning in this category, which is how we know we're winning no matter what, essentially, right? And the reason why these champions are catch is because he can't hit me if I have flash. You can't Q me because I can flash it, or you can't stun me because I can flash it or it can miss, right? Is that kind of idea? It's all matchup based. If that makes any sense.
How does Tristana's W work with? Like, can you dodge it if you buffer it?
Oh yeah, it's like Blitzcrank hook.
Okay.
Right? And then
I never played Tristana into Pyke, so
I guess this is the last example for matchups. This is the this is actually what happened to you, right? Vayne versus Jin.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the exact same thing. It's just it doesn't really matter how you play. You're just winning the matchup no matter what, right? Like we got hit by everything, almost didn't matter, right? But let me show you examples of pushing, and then I think you can take it from there. Let me see. But any questions from what we've seen so far?
No, I'm just trying to kind of write down some notes on the different types, because that's something that I struggle with for sure, is identifying winning and losing lanes. I mean, it's not as hard when it's a clear win, you know, like Braum Lucian or Nami Jinx or something like that.
Right. I don't even know what's winning or losing. I just know what we're supposed to do in this matchup.
Okay,
right.
So you wouldn't even think of it like, okay, this lane just wins.
Yeah, no, I've never
think of it. Okay, that's how I always thought of it. Like,
Me too.
So, but you would say think about it more. In what cases do we win?
Yes, 100% correct. Because it's not always winning. That would be kind of insane, right? They just win no matter what. Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. Win sometimes if you do this, right? And the other lane can win too if they do this, right? You can't say like, oh, this side is Nami versus Alistar, so Nami's winning, right? Or if she gets all in, you guys are losing.
Yeah.
Right. So
actually, that's something that like I've been working on in the past couple of weeks, is like when I load into games, I look and I say, so what do I need to do to win this lane or go even? Like what in this matchup do I need to do in order to win the lane? Right.
That's exactly what you should be doing. So that's good. I would say that if you can classify these champions or categorize these champions, it's going to help you have a clear understanding of what exactly you should do and what you shouldn't do as well. Because everything else, what you should do is what you should do, and everything else is what you shouldn't do, right? So yeah, let's see what's going on here. Because this is we're pushing and we have flash, right?
Right.
This is the average case is you're winning. You're okay, right? We're out. Seems good?
Okay. Yep.
That's it. It's just you're pushing your flash. They have strong support with, okay jungle gank, we would say. And we're okay. Because we know that pushing with flash is winning still, right? So we're good to go. And then, because they screwed up, this is why you can't gank a lane that has flash like this. Is because they're going to get punished, right?
Yeah, because now they have nothing to do.
Yeah, now they're dying. Yeah. Now Graves wasted a gank. For your flash is worth, usually speaking, right? They're just all dying now because they tried to do something that doesn't make sense, right? Let me see if there's another example, right? Are we pushing, right? We're pushing for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have flash as well. So pushing with flash, all right, sure. Let's see what happens.
Well, you see Graves on the ward by drag.
Yeah, this is probably getting real not as good. Why is this not as clean? What do you think?
Because you guys lost a lot of HP before Graves even got there.
Right. We don't want to trade if you're pushing. This is the relationship between trading and pushing. But why did it turn out to be good? What do you think? Even though we lost a bunch of HP.
Because you still have flash.
Besides that. Because yes, we're all flashing out, but
well, Graves.
What is this?
You guys have minions. They have to walk a big minion wave just to fight you.
Yeah, we have a shit ton of minions, right? And then of course the counter gank. Not only do we have flash, but our jungle is also here, so it's definitely winning, right?
Yeah.
Not only was it was winning if our team wasn't here.
Don't lose anything if you don't die, because they could lose minions and XP trying to fight the gank.
Right, exactly. And like, let's say for example, Rengar's not here. What is he going to be doing? He's either farming, which is good for your team, or he's killing another lane, which is better for your team, right? So this is the idea. If you want to push, you better have flash. So the band-aid fix is don't have flash, don't push. I think is the thing that was tripping you up the most. Okay? And then the other thing that trips you up would be something along like the ideas of matchup. But I would say have a hyper focus on laning for now. And make sure that you're going out of lane either even or slightly losing. Like make sure it's just not disaster. Your goal is to never die in lane. Okay? For like 20 games in a row. That's how you know you got really good at it.
All right. Okay.
Make sense?
That seems reasonable.
Stuff out of lane, sure, you can look at some mechanical ideas, but I think overall you're doing a lot better than your counterpart out of lane, right? You're like up a bunch of CS or more participation, whatever. You're doing a lot better in terms of what. Pretty much looked like you were always doing better from what I saw. Like look at this game. Well, you have one CS a minute over him, right? So it seems good. You're usually where you should be. Look at this, right? Seems good. You just need to make sure that this early game part is fixed, and then it'll be a lot better. So
like that's another thing that like it's kind of like an ego problem too. Like if I know I'm playing better than their ADC, but I'm losing, it just makes me like it just tilts me like really bad.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm like, wait, I'm like because like I'm putting in my all and I'm doing better than their carry, but they're getting the win anyways, and it just makes me feel like I'm like, damn, like I don't know. Like I just get mad like they're getting a free win out of this.
Yeah, it's like they don't deserve to win because they didn't win, right? But
yeah.
the way I think about it,
but like I definitely need to work on my mental, on just kind of focusing on what I could do better, even when I feel like there's something that, even when I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, I try and focus on what could I still have done better that game.
Right. Because there's always gonna be something, right?
Yeah.
Even at the highest of levels. So, yeah, it's good. It's good to see that you're thinking about this kind of stuff, because the mental does get to you if you're not careful, right? Because once that happens for like one game, it might carry on to the next game, and then it's like, oh, now it's like a domino effect, right? Yeah, I would say focus on laning for sure, and I think that if you can, if let's say your support doesn't lane, because they're gonna die in lane at least once a day, right? All you have to do, this is what I think, is that at least I wasn't the one who screwed up. Like I'm happy that I didn't get worse as a player, if that makes any sense, right? That's the idea. Is we're just trying to make better habits / improve as a player, and then the elo will come with it, right? I promise.
I like, I can definitely work on just trying to focus more on myself, because especially if I have like a lane where I get like an auto-filled support and like they're just inting and I'm just sitting under tower trying to not die, and it just like it tilts me so much that I just start throwing myself,
Yeah.
Like I wasn't playing bad, but my support was playing bad, so then I got tilted and started playing.
the classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any questions? Any last ideas or anything you want to go over before we call it a day?
Do you think that it makes sense to have multiple different types of marksmen in a pool? So like you can see I have Jhin and Kai'Sa, which I would say are two pretty different play styles of champions, at least in terms of Jhin wants to get ahead.
Right,
and
absolutely.
Take trades in lane, where Kai'Sa kind of just, she can get ahead if there's opportunities, like go for them. But most of the time when I'm playing Kai'Sa, what I want to do is I just want to get out of lane so that I can get my 3 items and kill people and 4 autos.
Right, I would say absolutely. If you can play different styles, you should go for it, so that in champion select you don't get screwed if your team needs like Jhin instead of Kai'Sa. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to play these. If you can do it, it can only be good for you, I think.
All right.
So
okay, yeah. I mean, I can't, I don't know why, but like, even though I know that I statistically have a higher chance of losing the game when I play Lucian, I just can't stop playing him because I feel like I don't know, like I just feel like I'm doing decent in the games, but I just feel like one of these times it's just gonna happen where it's just gonna click and I'm gonna start winning on him. I don't know.
Honestly,
I should probably just get Lucian on my second account and play him there so that I'm not losing elo because of it.
I wouldn't worry about like it doesn't matter what champion you pick, as long as you're working on this lane idea, we're gonna be happy, right? Okay. As long as it gets better, we don't really care about the outcome. Like if you still lose games, but now you're a god at laning, then you can put whatever you lost and put it back into you as well as your laning. Like does it make sense? Like you're focusing so hard on laning, maybe some other parts of your gameplay fall apart.
So you're saying like, so my problem right now is laning, but usually past like 20 minutes, I'm usually doing okay. But if I hyper focus on laning, you're saying that there's a chance I might lose what I had before.
Honestly, in this specific instance, no, because in lane you'll focus on laning super hard, but out of lane it's not. You don't focus on laning anymore, right?
I guess it's 2 different things completely.
But with other stuff that might happen, right? Let's say you're focusing on team fights, so you screw up on wording or something like that. It's still fine because you can do it before, right? And then you can just add it back in, and you're good to go, right? In this case, honestly, just hyper focus on laning, and then you know, out of laning, you can do the same thing you've been doing, right? You're good to go, right?
Okay.
It's just the first
That makes
15
a lot of
minutes,
sense.
you know what's up in the first 15, you know what you're trying to do in the first 15 minutes,
Mhm.
right? So
Alright.
that's the idea.
Okay. All right. So I guess yeah, and you don't think it matters like there's not I shouldn't like pick lane dominant champions just to focus on laning. I should just stick with the pool I have.
Yeah, this is perfect. Jin, Kaisa, this helps you. This is pretty much ideal in my opinion. So you're doing really
Yeah.
good in terms of
I
picks.
pretty much play Jin Kaisa like mainly, but then I usually hodgepodge a bunch of random other ADCs because I try and stick myself to 3, and Jin Kaisa are like the consistent 2. But then I always like end up seeing like, oh, Varus is like okay right now. So I'll be like, okay, let's try and make Varus work. But then I'll int on Varus and be
Yep.
like,
yeah. I know what you mean. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the pick is as long as you're working on the laning stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
that's my
Okay.
opinion at least. That's my opinion at least.
Also, this is probably the last thing is
Yep.
you think for a secondary role I should pick up support?
If you want to,
like I don't set support as my secondary role, but every time I get autofilled support, I win the game. It seems like it's weird, but like I don't set my like even though I know I win more on support than my other secondary roles, I don't set it because I don't want to play support like half my games because if I set it as support, I'm gonna get support half the time instead of
that's
my
pretty,
secondary role 25% of the time.
That's pretty rip, right? I would say that if you want to get better at bot lane specifically, you can set support as your secondary, right? Because you know what you want in your support, right? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you pick the support. What kind of matchup you're trying to play? You pick Nami. Oh, we're gonna try and trade. I'm gonna try and catch. Or yeah, if you're playing hook champions, we're just trying to hook people, right? It's pretty clear cut. You know what you're trying to do. If you want to get better at other aspects of the game, like how does mid function in a team or jungle, then you can like play mid and stuff. But honestly, it's really what you enjoy secondary because it's all kind of getting autofilled is just like what phase nowadays.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
it's whatever you enjoy playing, honestly, in my opinion. But if you really want to double down on laning and stuff, you can pick support and try and figure out what's going on, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I really just want to improve on ADC, and like I used to like have this mental where I was just like, oh, like I can get diamond no problem, like it's not that hard. But over a year of playing, I'm like, I really need to focus on improving because I would autopilot really bad, and that's something that I'm working on right now is not autopiloting. So I try and always think, what can I be doing better right now, and just trying to be more critical of myself.
Right. All right. It's good. I think it's a good mindset to have, right? Because it's the players who aren't like critical of themselves that permanently get stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know,
those are always
like there's some game like I'll still have like moments where I'm like, wow, like my team just completely lost this game. But I try and even the games where I feel like I couldn't help my team, like even if I had an AFK top, I'm still trying to find something I could have done better.
Agreed. It's good to have. It's good that you're trying for sure, because that's always the first step, right? Is making an effort to change something. So
yeah. All right. Well, so I have written down to focus on lane, like hyper focus on lane for 20 games, not dying and getting behind, just trying to go at least even.
Right. So let's do like a main focus, like a recap. How about that?
Okay.
So the idea behind coaching is to try and build good habits to help you become a better player, right? So what kind of habit can we form to help you with lane? So what you're doing in champion select is already good. Like, okay, you look at the lane and you say, how do we categorize these laners and what am I supposed to do? Okay, that's step one. And then immediately after you say, can I push with flash? So if they have like Rammus, Thresh, and Callista, okay, you don't push, right? You're fucking dying. But if you can, if they have this, and this, and you say you can push with flash, you push with flash. And if you die, you can watch and say, okay, now I know why you can't do that anymore, right? Or something like that. But those are the first two like habits that'll get you like hyper focusing on lane, if that makes any sense, during champion select and loading screen. Right? That's literally what I do to figure out what I'm supposed to do in lane. So do those two steps, and then in game is just executing that. right?
All
So
right.
if you say we should push, you should push. If you say you shouldn't push, don't push, right? If you say don't trade, don't walk up and trade, right? And then that's basically, those are the main 2 habits we want you to focus on. And it seems like you already have pretty much one down. And then beyond that, if you can do all that and you need something else to work on, we'll say under mechanics section, we would like you to hold on to abilities until the perfect moment, right? And then after that, it would be something like recognize winning situations, right? Something like how many people are here, or should we help this fight? But honestly, I think that came up. I think that came up less. It came up like often enough that we want to talk about it, but not so often that it's number 1 priority, right? Which is if this starts out bad, you want to get out. If it starts out good, you want to get in, right? That kind of idea. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So I got written down 2 matchup specific things you said with Jin and Kaisa about how Jin always needs 4th shot to trade, and Kaisa trading with Q. And then I wrote down the different types of lanes, like the poke, catch, all in.
All right.
I got no flash equals never push.
Yeah. That would be your cookie cutter strategy, right? Of course, there are exceptions, like you're trying to bait for gank, but solo queue, that's exactly what I say. It's just no flash, no push.
Okay. All right. That sounds like something I can remember for sure. And then I just have my goal of focusing on not dying and losing lane for 20 games.
Oh yeah. If you can do 20 games in a row, you're a beast. I'm serious. Honestly, something like more realistic is like 5 games, I would say. But
okay.
5, 10, 20, dude. If you can do that, you're actually insane. I'm
I don't
serious.
think that's gonna happen.
You'll be like reckless.
I think if I go 20 games without dying in lane, I wouldn't be Plat 5.
Yeah, dude. For sure. So.
All right. Well,
that sounds about right.
All right. This was really helpful, man. Thank you.
No problem.
So I'll probably focus on these things for like a week or 2 and maybe get back to you on a second coaching session.
Sounds good. Remember, the idea is permanent habits. Like, they will stick with you forever, right? Is the idea to make you a better player.
Yeah.
So
it definitely makes sense because like a year ago when I first started picking up AC, I always got in the habit of hyper focusing on my positioning. Late game team fights, always making sure I was in a spot where I couldn't be caught.
Right.
And that's just a habit that I formed, but now I definitely need to work on breaking the bad habits I have in lane.
Right. Sounds good.
Right.
So let me know how your games go, dude. Good luck in your games. Easy. I mean, it's good for you because the people who have to work on like team fighting and stuff, sometimes games don't have team fights. Right?
Oh yeah, at least that's a positive. Is this is something I can make sure to work on every game.
All right. It's a good problem to have, honestly. Laning is something that literally happens every game, even if there's a remake or AFK, right? So I think it's good stuff. You can definitely. Awesome. I'm excited to see what you can do once you can do this. So.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much for the help, man. Are you uploading this one to YouTube? Just
right.
So I can, reference it later if I need to.
Right. I'll upload, send you the link, and all that jazz. So.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much, man.
No problem. Let me know how they go.
All right, awesome. Talk to you later.